this lesson, we'll find out what kinds of surprises are waiting for us if we float a series of sibling elements simultaneously. First, let's create a few identical DIVs. Let's set all these DIVs to absolute position. And we can see that all the DIVs are now stacked on top of each other. The new DIV will be placed at the very top. But what would happen if we switch absolute position into float left? Well, the result we get is quite different. All the DIVs are now being displayed in the same line. In other words, floating elements are flying at the same height, and therefore will never overlap each other. This is the biggest difference between absolute position and float. Because of this difference, float is the best and most commonly used tool for editing page layouts. In your future development, you will often need to display DIVs horizontally. Float is always your best choice in this regard. But here's the question. What if the browser is not wide enough to house all the floated DIVs? Well, we can see as we lower the browser width, the last floated DIV started to move to the next line. If we continue to lower the width, more and more floated DIVs will be forced to the next line. Eventually, when the browser window is extremely narrow, each floated DIV will be displayed in their own line. This is another characteristic of floated elements. When the parent tag is not enough to house all the floated elements, new elements will go onto the next line. This means that this characteristic is a double-edged sword. The bright side is that floated elements can respond to parent DIV's different width. By adjusting that width, we can get all kinds of page layouts that we want. But the downside is we need to be particularly careful with the size of the parent DIV and floated child elements. The page layout will get messed up, even if we only missed 1 pixel. Also, remember, if margin, border, and padding are used, don't forget to take them into consideration as well.